Like, instead of one condensed, detailed area, it's just one big open area with hardly anything in between. You know how I was mentioning about the lock-on feature, right? There's a little barricade here that you need to attack. These guys, there's at least 30 of them, I swear to God. It's such a waste of time going for all of them. You try to hit this manually, but no. It fucking locks onto the enemies, so you have to press R2. Which, if I didn't know, oh my god, I would be here for like 30 minutes, honestly, man. Because these guys, when they're DT'd, they're just annoying. There we go. Boom. Save yourself the 15 minutes, and then just go here. Yeah, why am I playing this game? I don't know, I guess just like... just to suffer. Sort of like a masochistic, traditional run of playing all the Devil May Cry games on difficulty. Hardest difficulty. You hit the switch and basically it opens up a gate on the other side there, but I need some DT, so I'm gonna try to fill it back up. And I'm pretty sure this game, like, it just does not have a taunting feature. Getting DT back is incredibly slow because you just... I don't know if you can see it, but each hit with the rocket builds up a little bit of DT, but it's not fast enough, man. The fastest way to build up DT is honestly to lose HP. Like, there's no other way. You get hit, you lose half your HP to a boss, boom, that's like a third of your DT right there. But look, I really love the grenade gun in Devil May Cry 1. It's fast, you know, like you press it, you shoot, it's responsive. But the startup time for the rocket launcher in this game is painfully slow. It's like, yeah, I wanna just shoot and run, and it's like... that's pretty slow. The projectile speed is slow too, so when you're trying to hit like an airborne boss or something, it's like... you're never really gonna... yeah. Yeah, I'm sorry if I'm a bit of a... if I'm too critical of this game. It's just... not the easiest game to swallow. But I still want to at least get a run through on it. I don't think the DT design is that bad, you know? Like, it actually looks pretty cool. He's got the wings and everything. Like I said, the Gundam stuff. He's got, like, the blue energy veins, you know? When he shoots, which I didn't really get to show there. It doesn't matter which ranged weapon that you have, you know? He does, like, a whole Iron Man Gatling gun repulsor blast thing with his, palms. It's kind of cool. But I'm telling you, the boss designs are just really bland. And this is the next boss, right? You think, oh, it's like a Hydra Serpent thing. It's like, it's pretty cool, you know, it's a hot chick. She's got tentacle attacks. Yeah. So basically, like, you can target onto the main core and hit her. But if you're far away, the tentacles will always try to swipe you. And no matter where you are, they do hit you, with the exception of one attack, which I'm going to try to bait out right here. This attack right here, it can't hit you. But the problem is, like, when you're standing here, that third leg gets in the way, right? The legs can disappear if you hit them enough, but they do recover really fast. Oh, seriously? When do you ever go for that attack? So that's one of the strategies you could go for, but it's just painfully slow. I'm going to try to do the other one here in a second. You see what I mean, right? There's one that I really need. There's if you stand at a certain angle over here, you can basically do the come on. Maybe? Nope, doesn't really work, because I'm basically trying to hit the tentacle on the way down, and then so it opens up the serpent, right? There's poisonous gas, so you're... oh my goodness, man, this game. Like, the boss is covered in a poison fog, poisonous gas, so it's basically like your best bet not to do it until you bring down a tentacle. But... fucking Jesus Christ, man. honestly, this is the fight. For me, this is the safest way to do it. And when the tentacle does open up, you don't really get that much of an opportunity, but it's an opportunity. And it does, look, it's DMD, right? And it does decent damage. There's so much emphasis in the ranged weapon in this game. Like, I shit you not, man. Going up close, trying to do melee, like, you're gonna waste more time. The other bosses, too, the other bosses especially, you can't even hit. There's one boss you can't even hit with the melee weapon. The game is designed for you to spam the shit out of your ranged weapons. And we'll have a lot of fun when we get there, but this is essentially Devil May Cry 2 in a nutshell. Even the final boss, man, you're using... There's two phases for the final boss. The first phase, you're never using melee. Otherwise, you're committing suicide. The second phase, you're doing melee maybe 10% of the time when you get an opportunity to do more DPS. But 90% of the time, you're basically kiting with a shotgun and just spamming it. Devil May Cry 1 has such a good formula, you know? They brought it back to 3 and 4, which I really like. And they added more of a stylish combo setting. But then this game, they tried something. You gotta appreciate developers that try something, but it just wasn't well executed. You have 3 different melee weapons to choose from for different stats, different elemental attacks. You know, I'll just show it, honestly. You know, like we had the fire one, we had the lightning one, right? He shoots out little bits of lightning, ice kind of thing, right? But look at that DPS. And then I'll switch over to the lightning one. Oh, it's like lightning against water, right? Just trying to lock onto the right one. There we go. No difference at all. No difference. Devil May Cry 2 in a nutshell. It's just for aesthetics, honestly. The amulets, like, it makes you feel special, but it doesn't do jack. And because there is no taunting feature, right? It's so hard to build up DT in this game. One cool thing that I really like, which I hopefully will be able to show in some of the harder bosses, is Dante's Majin form. The ultimate Sparta Devil Trigger when you're on critical HP. You're basically invulnerable for the full duration, and each attack that you do is like a fucking atomic bomb. It's so strong, man. And there are special attacks in that form if you press the melee and range weapon attack at the same time. So basically, square and triangle. He does like a big ass AoE or a big Kamehameha kind of thing. It's kind of cool. Hopefully I'll be able to show it. You know, maybe I'll just do it. You know, I'll just show it right now, actually. But it's DMD. It's really weird because the enemies honestly don't... You know, I think this is even faster if I just go up here, right? Yeah, just poison myself a little bit, right? DMD, like Devil May Cry 1, you're dying in 3 hits to Phantom. This game is like, I don't know. It doesn't feel like DMD. The only difference is that the enemies get different attacks. There's a couple new variations of enemies, and they get poise. Poise is like the biggest thing in all Devil May Cry games, man. Like, you can't combo them, you can't do shit. And because like the melee attacks are just kind of slow, right? There's not much you can do. If I die on this fight, I swear to God, man, I just really want to show the Majin form, honestly. It's so fucking cool. Hit me! You pathetic excuse for a boss, fucking hit me. And you can do a fast recover if you press the evade button right before you get knocked back. But if you don't, you do a super slow respawn or wake up. Just one more hit should do it. Just one more hit. I might actually die here, but it's okay. There we go. right? Look how strong that one attack is, right? And you can float up in the air, which is kind of cool. This is kind of what he looks like. Wish I could fucking show it if the camera... Oh my god, the camera angle. We're doing this shit all over again. But I'm going to try to finish off the boss here. There we go. So in that sense, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. It's like the only cool thing in the combat, but you have to be at super critical health. Basically, when your health is red, like, you know, just have a little bit of DT. Your DT gauge goes all the way to max, and you do recover. I don't think you recover HP at all. I just picked up a health orb there, that's why. But that's pretty much it. And I guess this is where Dante gets his bike, right? But let me ask you guys this. Geographically, do you know where you are? Each mission, each area, each zone, do you know where you are in relation to each other? Does it matter? No, but in terms of world building, I don't know where I am. I don't know why I'm here. I don't know where we're going. Devil May Cry 1, you knew where you were going. Each section of the island had different mechanics and tools and key items needed for you to get new abilities and unlock further areas, right? Sort of thing. Like to access the underworld, you had to do the whole like mirror world dimension, elixir heart shit, you know, fight Nightmare a couple times. But to even get there, you had to do yada yada yada. Oh, I don't like this fight. And the thing too, you recover each mission with full health. I'm not so sure that was a good design because like you could basically just throw away everything. And if you have full DT by the end of a mission, it'll still go back to zero. It'll reset. Everything resets after each mission, which I don't really like particularly. You can't save DT. These dumbass dogs are the dumbest fucking bosses in existence. They're technically like mini bosses, but they're so fucking dumb, I swear to God. Look at this AI! Look at this shit! Look at this shit! They're well animated, you know, like their fur, their models, they look really smooth, but look at this fucking shit. They don't fucking hit you if you're up in the corner, as long as they're doing this sort of perpendicular stupid shit. If you hit them with a shotgun or rocket launcher, they do get knocked back eventually, but the problem is that they do reset their position if you have them in a nice angle, and they will face you and they will drive you into the corner with an attack. So if you have them sort of locked down into a corner like this, right? What's the mathematical term for the angle? Hypotenuse. There we go. Right? Adjacent, up. Yeah, I don't fucking know, man. It's not hypotenuse, not at all. But you know what I mean, right? You know, a squared plus b squared equals c squared. Get that C angle, right? Just lock on with your submachine gun and go for it. But they're DT. You could probably even make it faster with a shotty, which is a lot faster. Shotgun is arguably the best balance of speed and damage when you're close range. Like, obviously I can do the rocket launcher, but because Dante shoots at where they were rather than where they're going, right? Because they're bouncing off so fast, shotgun is honestly your best bet. SMG is like the safest constant attack. Shotgun is if they're really close, you get even more DPS. It's just a lot faster. Like, look, that's pretty fast. But ladies and gents, welcome to Devil May Cry 2. I will be your host for today, and I will demonstrate why this game is definitely worth the play. But Devil May Cry 2, is it worth the play? I think, like, if you're watching someone play, I think it's fine. Story-wise, there's really not much going for it. This guy, however, this guy could have been really cool. He could have been, like, the Nilo Angelo of the game. You know, it's like, oh, you just fought those two retarded dogs, right? And then they sort of go back to his master with the, you know, cool Legend of Zelda fairy sword looking thing. And it's like, wait a minute, this guy actually seems pretty cool. Okay, we're still early in the game. He hasn't done anything yet, okay. But he doesn't do anything. He doesn't speak. He has no personality, and you fight him once, and it's just like game over, and that's it. Now this is mandatory for sure. So here's what I'm gonna do. Let it begin. Let it begin. Welcome to Devil May Cry. This is what you do. You double trigger. You don't go for the melee. You go for the ranged attack. You never want to go for the melee attack. Actually, no. Double trigger melee isn't too bad. It's actually pretty strong. Especially if you get the attack where you do the 2 attacks, triangle, triangle, and then the analog attack. The one where he sort of charges his attack and then gets the multiple flurries in there, right? That's actually a really good attack, but it spends a lot of DT. So if you only have time for one quick cycle, it is a good alternative to go for. There's a boss fight later, which I think I will be able to showcase it better. But like, look, like there's all these cool attacks, but you don't really get an opportunity. There's so much poison in this game with the bosses and enemies that you're better off just hitting them once or twice and then just moving on. And when they do activate double trigger, because they have poise, right? It's almost pointless to go for the rocket launcher because you're so vulnerable. You can't kite back, you can only like roll back, right? But the activation time for the rocket launcher is incredibly painful to deal with. Yeah, shotgun is honestly just stronger at this point. SMG is nice, you know, if they're far away, just constantly hit them. Shotgun at that range, so much better. But like, look at this is so cool. Like, you can do combos, but it's just, you really gotta feel it for yourself. Like, I love doing combos in Devil May Cry 1. There was so little in terms of moveset variety, but it was just, the hit confirms, the sound effects, the enemy varieties were just so incredibly well fleshed out. Oh look, we got the orangutan again. Hey, nice to meet you. Fuck off. Bye. Jump over this little truck trailer gas truck here and boom. That's it. And now we got the next minion, which is, I don't know, it's like a mini boss. Like, these guys are definitely a mini boss, and to clear the mission you have to kill, I think, all 3, and there's fucking 3. So what you could do is just spam your rocket launcher all day, right? The other guy in the back, he's constantly missing. This guy's barely facing in my direction. If I stand here, he won't hit me because the barrel's not facing. Look, it's not even hitting me. Like, what is this shit, man? Shotgun at this range, it's not that bad. You know what's faster at this point? Just melee. Melee almost does the same damage as shotgun, right? That compared to, oh, seriously, you fucking poop sucker. But this is the attack that I wanted to show. The 1-2. And the reason why I let go of DT and deactivate it is because every tick of damage that you do wastes DT. Look at this. But it does a little bit more damage, but I can get a lot of DT by not doing it. But then I got hit there, so. Or I could stay in the back, you know, and then just do SMG all day. Honestly, man, I might as well just manually trigger Majin form and then just go for the blast. Without doing the special attack, like I said, if you're locked on and you do the ranged and melee attack together while you're in that form, you do the Kamehameha. If you do it while you're not locked on, you do the you do an AoE attack, one big AoE attack. You have all these cool moves, right? But just look at the damage. It's slower. It doesn't do that much, right? It's just aesthetics, and that's what really hurts, man. Each attack in Devil May Cry 1, right? Because you had the Sparta, you had the delayed attacks, right? You had the 1, 2, and then the 2 hits after that that sort of swing upward. They were all cool, and you had different attacks depending on the different needs. This one's okay though, because you have the quick 1, 2, 3, which sort of knocks them back. 1, 2, knock back. This one's more of a combo juggler with a knockback, and then this one's, or not that one, the next one would have been like a big launcher. I guess I sound very biased though, but when you have situations like this in the game, even on normal, even on hard, these tanks have so much fucking HP, it makes no sense why they need to fill this map with 3. And just look how big this fucking area is, man. Half their attacks don't even hit you. You know, you're just basically... Oh, they do have a weakness, by the way, their eyes. Yeah, That's a lot of damage right there. But if you do go up on top of them, they unleash their turret Gatling gun on you, which does not fail to hit. But the flamethrower, which comes out of the same barrel as the cannon, which doesn't make a lot of sense to me. Look at that. Look how much DT I'm not using. I'm holding forward and I'm spamming attack. I'm not even locked on and I just got S. Look at this though. That was the second tank. Now the third one hits me, man. The third one could have been hitting me this entire time. This fight could have been a lot better if it was actually like the tanks from Ninja Gaiden, where... No, I'm pretty sure Ninja Gaiden has a tank boss. Ninja Gaiden 1. It's a lot more mobile. The turrets and the cannons are stupidly fast, and they're very responsive to what you do. You get close to them, they try to move away. You gotta do like a kite and run game. They have ads, they have soldiers that sort of back them up. I kind of see these guys as like a mini boss, even the dogs as well. You know, if it's a boss, they would have their health bar in the middle. But the design of this enemy alone is like... Why? It has no self-defense mechanism for when you get close to it. But if you get on top of it, right, to hit the eye, which is a lot stronger. Look, you get hit by the little Gatling gun turret thing, and it does aim through the tank. So if you're like hiding, if you're like hiding here, it still does hit you half the time. So going for the eye is technically faster, but you know what I mean. There's really no point going for it. There's no incentive saving like a good 10 seconds. So correct me if I'm wrong, I'm pretty sure you have to kill all three, then make it to this area to go to the, to trigger this cutscene. If you try to go there without killing all three, it doesn't trigger anything. Nice. So you're like, infested chopper, alright, let's find it! And then you're like, no. No. You don't need to fight it. Oh my god, this part. This part. Let's go. It's good that I saved up DT though. Because when you come up here, the entire... Look how big this fucking building is, man. And the interior design, it just doesn't make any fucking sense. I understand that the world Dante lives in is completely fucked with demons and just... The political environment and infrastructure of the planet is in turmoil, but just look at this, man. I'm skipping like the entire stage. And the fire rises up because it's one of those automatic, like, if you reach a certain height in a matter of time, it just kind of raises it up. It's not instant kill either. It just drains your health. The fire is not instant kill like they do in like all the other games. And then you're like, oh, you know, I have to kill this guy. Let's fight him. It's like, no, this one you can avoid. This one's not even the boss. The landscape is actually not that bad, you know? You're like, oh, look at this giant skyscraper rooftop area. But it's still very, very linear. You just don't know it. Dante raises his gun up to the guy. I'm not even gonna bother, man. The game, honestly, if it doesn't have a red barrier and if it's not a boss, it can't force me to fight. One thing I liked about Devil May Cry 1 is that the enemies were actually pretty fucking cool, man. The marionettes, dude, they had like the saw blades, they had the daggers, they had different variations, and they had so many different attacks. They could chain you up in, with their strings after like a screeching attack, you know? The fucking little saw blades that they throw at you, shit like that. And that was just a basic minion. The Grim Reaper dudes, like when they're in the trio, they could circle around you and start doing like these boomerang attacks. Like, yo, that's fucking dope as hell, man. The Nightmare Doggos were, you know, one of the cooler enemies because they're invulnerable until you expose their core. And they had a weakness where if you don't engage them in the beginning, they do expose themselves with that spike attack that you can jump on with, right? Shit like that. So the purpose of this area is honestly to just climb up this giant skyscraper, and even aiming with the double jump, it's a bit of a pain in the fucking ass aiming for this little pedestal, like gargoyle ledge thing here. But I'm gonna skip all of that. I'm just gonna go for the aerial heart and then just fuck it, skip all of it. All of it. Can't make me do shit I don't want to do. And this is the part where we go, wow, we get to fight the infested chopper. It's a mandatory boss fight, let's go. And here I am just spamming the SMG. I'm not even gonna move. He has 2 attacks. This boss has 2 attacks. That's 1. The second attack is when he shoots out a bunch of missiles that are really easily avoidable. There we go. Like I said, easily avoidable. I didn't even have to move for that one. Like, look at this. This is a boss fight. This is a boss fight, man. I know what you're thinking. Like, oh, you know, Devil May Cry 1 didn't even have that much variety, you know? Devil May Cry 2 has Orangutan, the tank. Tank wasn't even a boss, by the way. Infested Chopper, and there's so many more cool bosses, man. No, but this guy only has 2 fucking attacks. He never comes down. He gets close enough for the shotgun range, but he never gets down for the melee. And honestly, the SMG is your best thing, because you can shoot faster with the pistols if you spam it, but your fingers are gonna fucking burn itself out, man, after like 10 seconds, right? So you go for the SMG, and then you're spamming. Maybe you're going for DT, right? Which is actually not that bad. But look how much damage I'm not doing with DT. I'd rather do melee DT if anything. But the bosses in Devil May Cry 1, you fight Phantom 2 times, man. Different area second time. Quick kill, right? Nightmare has different attacks on the 3rd one. Nilo Angel has different attacks on the 3rd fight. And is cinematically epic as fuck. Griffin has the boat phase, and the boat was, oh my god, but the Colosseum though is just, oh my god. Mundus has 2 different phases. Oh man. Despite the lack of variety in Devil May Cry 1 compared to some of the other games, like Devil May Cry 3 has so many bosses and I love every single boss there is, and I'm biased as fuck right now. I'm so biased, but you know what I mean. Each boss has so many mechanics and attacks to sort of create your own playstyle and how you want to deal with them. This game is like, just range your way through. This game just does not give you the options to play around. If you jump, if you fall off, you have to go all the way back up. Like, it's one of those fucking fights, man. I guess I could do this. Sort of chase him down. Wow. That was not the attack that I wanted to do. Okay. I guess I could try Majin form. I don't know. I don't really want to risk it. Maybe I will. Nah. I won't risk it. It is ultimately it is still DMD. Because of how much damage the missiles actually do, if I don't calculate it correctly, I might actually end up losing all my HP before I even get into the critical mode. If he hits me with his Gatling gun, I think I can calculate it easily, but you know. You know what? Correct that. 3 attacks. He has the turret where he shoots on the ground, he has the missiles, and he has like the front gun turrets. And you know the problem is, because I'm spamming the SMG so much, right? I can't even hear the fucking missiles, man. And I can't even see what the fuck the boss is doing. Camera angle. Oh my god, I've had this problem in Devil May Cry 1. Like, it's not a perfect game, but it's miles better than this game. And then the fucking camera angle decides to be a fucking dick in this game too. Like, look at this shit! There we go, expose the eye, even if it's only for a quick second. I don't know if he's doing the missiles, man. I think I can survive a missile, I don't think I can survive 2. I mean, the fight's almost over anyways. I might as well just DT and finish him. Look, the missile fucking hit the little column here. And that's it, that's the boss. that's the boss fight, and he just jumps off and Yeah. I don't know why we even had to go up in the first place if he's just gonna jump down, honestly, and do that cool little pose. This game, it's like each mission was created by a different member of the team. You know, I really want to have this cool sequence where he goes up on the skyscraper, has this epic showdown with the helicopter, yo, and it's gonna be infested like Resident Evil style. It's gonna have like that Soul Calibur eye twitch to it. And then after that, he's gonna jump down and be like, yeah, jackpot. And then the next mission comes in and it's like, yeah, we're gonna have him go inside like a cavern, Indiana Jones style. Like, what the fuck, man? Seriously? Like, why are we fighting these bosses? It's like, I understand if they're in their way. It just doesn't make a lot of sense to me. Is Areas controlling them? Are they just small fry? Like, what's going on, man?